John Coltrane, as seen in Chasing Trane. PerssonPBS A John Coltrane documentary, featuring the voice of Denzel Washington, has its premiere on PBS. And Rolling Stone Stories from the Edge celebrates the magazine's 50th anniversary. What's on TVINDEPENDENT lends Chasing Trane 10 p.m. on PBS. Check local listings. Denzel Washington lends his voice to this documentary about John Coltrane, directed by John Scheinfeld. The U.S. vs. John Lennon. Mr. Washington shares words that Coltrane once spoke in interviews, which are paired with archival footage, home movies and photographs. Featured in the film are a number of musicians who worked with Coltrane, among them the pianist McCoy Tyner and the saxophonist Sonny Rollins, and interviews with several generations of artists whom he influenced, ranging from the jazz great Wayne Shorter to the rapper Common and the contemporary saxophonist Kamasi Washington. In a 1961 piece for the New York Times, the jazz critic John S. Wilson wrote that Coltrane's sound burns with emotional warmth, sometimes in gentle, lyrical fashion, more often with a singing, soaring cry that occasionally verges on raw fury. That cry and that fury would help shape modern music. Jan Winter in the documentary Rolling Stone Stories from the Edge. Baron Wolman HBO Rolling Stone Stories from the Edge 2017 9 p.m. on HBO, also on HBO streaming platforms. Rolling Stone magazine has had an eventful 50th anniversary year. In September, the publisher and co-founder, Jan Winter, announced that he was putting the magazine up for sale. Then, he had a public falling out with his biographer, the journalist Joe Hagan, whose book, according to a review in The Times, is a supple, confident, dispassionately reported and deeply well-written biography. But, the review also noted, Mr. Winter comes across as a narcissist, a bully, a seducer and a betrayer, and a troubled soul. This two-part documentary offers a somewhat lighter take on the last 50 years of the magazine, with at least one big bonus: a taste of the music that gave rise to Rolling Stone and that played a role in defining the publication. Señora Cero La Coyote 10 p.m. on Telemundo. This Spanish-language episodic drama takes place around the United States-Mexico border. The title character, Vicenta Cero Carolina Miranda, helps people cross the border, protecting them from drug gangs and other dangers along the way. What's streaming? Jennifer Lawrence in Winter's Bone. Sebastian Milanarski Roadside Attractions Winter's Bone 2010 on iTunes, Amazon and Hulu. When the director Deborah Granick's film adaptation of Daniel Woodrell's novel was released, A.O. Scott of The Times called Jennifer Lawrence's performance quietly heroic. In this breakout role, Ms. Lawrence, who was 19 at the time, plays a young woman in southwestern Missouri who must track down her estranged father, who is wanted by the authorities for manufacturing methamphetamine. After a previous arrest, he had put up the family's property as bond. Mr. Scott wrote that the film is about the way Ms. Lawrence's character discovers how cruel her native habitat can be and also about her initiation into its ways. He called it a coming-of-age story that is not entirely about breaking free. A version of this schedule appears in print on November 6, 2017, on page C7 of the New York edition with the headline "What's on Monday?"